and those congregated, deliver me. Far from the peaceful shore I was sinking, deep in the ocean of thoughts they were thinking. I don't know what validation I was seeking. Deliver me from people, people. When you said you could heal me from anything, did you mean people? People, deliver me. 'Cause I can't point them out, I won't say the names. I don't know the damage or which one to blame. It's just people, people, deliver me. She was the reason I smiled in the morning. He took the last bit of joy I was storing. That's too much power for anything human. Deliver me from people. No, you can heal me from anything. What about people? People, deliver me. 'Cause I can't point them out, I won't say the names. I don't know the damage or which one to blame. It's just people, people, deliver me. I heard it, and the broken are breaking, and the ones who had their joy taken away. I'm here taking from other people, people, forgive these people. Heal me from crazy, trolling, self-righteous, entitled, hating, lying, disrespectful. Forgive me when I'm one of those people. People, deliver me.
There, good morning, and welcome to the 8th Annual City of Surprise Martin Luther King Day celebration and service. I'm Cheryl Peak, and I represent the Surprise Dr. Martin Luther King Day of Celebration and Service Advisory Committee. And I'm happy to be here with you to celebrate and honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. Before I begin, please give another round of applause to the wonderful dance team from St. Haven Faith. Our young people are our future, and they will carry Dr. King's message and vision on in many, many ways for us to relate to and for them to relate to and carry this work. First of all, I'd like to introduce and thank our advisory committee. If our members are in the audience, please, members of the Dr. Martin Luther King Day Service Advisory Committee, please stand. Are you there? There we are. I want to thank them so much for their continued work as we each year bring this celebration to our community. Before I begin, I'd like for you to take a moment and just envision for a minute that you have been called by some friends to a city to help you. They're being mistreated, and you're a member of a larger community, and you've asked the president of that larger community to come and assist you. And as president of that organization, that would have been the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Dr. Martin Luther King was the president. He went to Birmingham to help the citizens of Birmingham because they were experiencing injustices. And coming from Atlanta, Dr. King thought he could help, but he was jailed. So from the Birmingham jail in April of 1963, Dr. King penned a letter. I only want to read an excerpt of that letter because it brings to mind the interconnectedness we have of Surprise, the state of Arizona, and our nation, and the work we have to do. Moreover, I am cognizant of the interrelatedness of all communities and states. I cannot sit idly by in Atlanta and not be concerned about what happens in Birmingham. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Never again can we afford to live with the narrow, provincial, outside agitator idea. Anyone who lives inside the United States can never be considered an outsider. Now, taking that thought of being an outsider, it's hard to believe that Arizona was on the outside. In 1983, the United States Congress enacted the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Governor Bruce Babbitt declared Martin Luther King Jr. holiday in Arizona in March 1986. But lo and behold, Governor Evan Mecham canceled the declaration of the holiday in 1987. The state of Arizona was boycotted by major corporations that planned conferences. And the NFL stripped the Phoenix area of its rights to host the 1993 Super Bowl. In November 1992, we the people passed Proposition 300 to formally install the Martin Luther King Day holiday. Arizona chose not to be an outsider. We are our brother's keepers. We, the people of all races, all religions, coming together, live up to the principles with our nation, on which our nation was founded. We are still dreaming the same dream Dr. Martin Luther King spoke about in August of 1968. Is the dream still a priority? Is the dream still a priority? Yes, I believe we're able to make that dream a priority. But which dreams do we want to come true? The work of the dream requires sensitivity to equality, personal commitment to practicing shared equality, and the ability to make judgments based upon the content of our character. The practice of the dream begins with you. It begins with me. The power of one. It's our job to keep our beloved community of Surprise as a beloved community, as a welcoming community, as a community in which we're all equal. Lester Holt closes each nightly newscast with the quote, "Please take care of yourself and each other." I ask that we think of ourselves as brothers keepers and take care of ourselves and take care of each other. Happy Martin Luther King holiday. I forgot the reason I was up here. It is my honor to introduce our MC, Susan Casper. Susan was the co-host of Sonoran Living on ABC 15. A television personality for more than 25 years, Susan was also the host and producer of two-time Emmy Award-winning monthly series, Community Connection with Susan Casper. Susan has a passion for helping others, and when she's not on TV, she will find her helping out in the community as a motivational speaker, volunteer, and advocate for women and young girls. Susan is a wonderful wife and a mom of twin teen girls. Susan served 5 years as an executive board member of Dress for Success Phoenix, and she's a founding member of the Coalition of 100 Black Women in the Phoenix metropolitan area. And she's also a member of the National Association of Black Journalists. Susan is now in a position as Community Relations Manager and anchor of Arizona's Family 3 TV and CBS 5. Please give a warm welcome to Susan Casper.
Oh, good morning. How is everyone doing? Thank you so much, Cheryl, for that warm introduction. And good morning, Surprise. I am so honored to be back for the 8th annual MLK Day of Celebration and Service. This is one of my favorite events of the year. It is such a special celebration, and I am so honored to be back on this stage for the 3rd time. Thank you so much to the MLK Event Advisory Committee for inviting me back year after year, and thank you so much, committee, for moving this to 11 a.m. and for moving it indoors. Isn't this theater gorgeous? This is an absolutely wonderful venue. I know, like many of you, if you've been a part of this celebration, it was outside in front of Surprise City Hall. We were cold and bundled up. So I'm so excited to be here in this beautiful space and in this beautiful place this morning. And I'm most excited, as you heard Cheryl say, I am a mom, to see all of the families in this room. That's what it's about, pouring into our young people and teaching them young. The dancers, they were brilliant. You're going to meet some more exceptional young people in just a few minutes. But it's so wonderful to see families because Dr. King was so dedicated to his family. It was his motivating factor behind the drive to push for social justice and freedom for all in America. I'm so thrilled to have my family with me this morning, my beautiful mom right here on the front row, our smart and lovely twin daughters seated next to her, and my incredible best friend who just happens to be my husband. Thank you so much for being with us. And now we are going to officially begin our program. We have some exceptional young people among us, including the Willow Canyon High School Show Choir. They are going to sing the national anthem, followed by a brilliant performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing by Lauren Frazier, and then an invocation by Pastor Alvin Shepherd of St. Haven Church in Surprise. Please rise as you are able and remain standing until after the invocation.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, Surprise. My name is Alvin Shepard with the St. Haven Church, and I hope you are as glad to be here as I am. Let us look to God. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning. We thank you for this occasion. We thank you for the life, legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. We thank you for his dream. I thank you, Lord, because growing up in the 50s and 60s, my children, my grandchildren will not have the experiences that I had. Because of the fruition of Dr. Martin Luther King's dream, they can be whatever they choose to be in this world. I'm thankful, God, because you've blessed us to have this day to come together to remember what Dr. King has done. Thank you, Lord, that we have a city that is willing to support this day. Thank you for our mayor. Thank you for the city workers. Thank you for the MLK committee and for our dear moderator, Susan Casper, coming to this city to help us all remember what this day means now and far into the future. Bless everything that happens today, and you, oh God, please be pleased. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Rejoice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you so much. Please be seated. Let's hear it again for Willow Canyon Show Choir, Lauren Frazier and Pastor Shepard. I told you we have an incredible program in store, and today, of course, would not be possible without the generous support of our partners. We are so excited to have them with us again, and I love doing shout outs to partners and sponsorships. As a person who sits on boards of nonprofits, we really need that support. So Blue Cross, Blue Shield of Arizona Health Choice, thank you so much. APS, thank you for your continued support. The Vista Center for the Arts, this beautiful venue, thank you so much. Dysart Schools and the City of Surprise. This special community event and service projects that were completed this morning, they could not happen without the generous support of each of these organizations. So if you are here in this audience representing one of those, can you please stand very quickly or wave your hands and let us properly salute you. Thank you. At this time, we are so honored to have the leader, Mayor Skip Hall from the City of Surprise, say a few words. Please join me in welcoming him to the stage.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Thank you for being here today to celebrate a man whose impact has spanned decades and whose dream has inspired generations. I want to thank our City Human Service and Community Vitality Department and our MLK Advisory Committee for their hard work in putting this event together, as well as our partners at Dysart Schools and the Vista Center for the Arts for allowing us to use this space as we gather to serve and celebrate. I also want to thank everyone who volunteered for a service project this morning and those who are performing here today. This event would not have had the same impact without the collaborative efforts of everyone involved. Collaboration produces powerful results. In fact, it was key to Dr. King's mission. He said, we can all get more together than we can apart. And this is the way we gain power. Power is the ability to achieve purpose. Power is the ability to affect change. Dr. King certainly affected change. He is one of the most influential figures in history of civil rights and social justice. Sometimes his idea of collaboration was to bring together the masses, as in the 1963 March on Washington, where he delivered his I Have a Dream speech. What an incredible sight it must have been to witness 250,000 people participating in this historic demonstration and experiencing the powerful words of Dr. King while standing together in solidarity. Collaboration brought us one of the most powerful moments in our nation's history. Other times, Dr. King used smaller groups of committed volunteers to advance the movement of equality. He developed core volunteers who were deeply committed to his cause and his philosophy of nonviolence. The 1963 Birmingham desegregation campaign launched with only 65 people, but each had pledged to serve up to 5 days in jail. They were committed to sacrifice for the greater good. Collaboration is a true cornerstone of change. It brings power in numbers and speed and efficiency and new ideas and varying perspectives. Surprise is a community of collaboration and service. This is how we've made our city a great place to live and thrive. As a city leader, my goal is to model a culture of collaboration with all of you. I hope you will model that culture to others, and I hope our city becomes a model for other cities looking for deep community connection. Today, on this National Day of Service, I challenge all of you to collaborate with your neighbors, community organizations, and businesses. Collaborate and provide service to meet the needs of those in our community, to bring light to dark places, to bring positive change that is born out of love and justice. Let us be the change we wish to see in the world. Let us seize each moment and make a difference. That is how Dr. King's legacy will live on. That is how we achieve a future where equality, justice, and love prevail. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I'm going to ask him to stay close because he is going to join me in a very special presentation in just a few minutes. It is so nice to see the city's elected officials and support, and not only the elected officials, but just leaders in this community, including council members and elected members, join this celebration year after year, and I've seen it grow. If you are in the House and you are an elected official or city official, please stand so we can properly acknowledge you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule. Thank you so much for being here. Every year, as part of this event, the MLK Advisory Committee, in conjunction with the City of Surprise, they do something really special. The Human Resources and Community Vitality Department, they work together to hold a really cool art contest around the life and the message of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And this is all of the schools, K through 12. They submit pieces of art, all of which are viewed in the lobby. So hopefully you had a chance to look at some of the artwork. Before you go, please go out this door so you can make sure that you see it all. It's quite extraordinary. And the students compete in 4 different categories. It goes K through 12, 3rd through 5th, 6th through 8th, and 9th through 12th. And one finalist each year gets selected, and that winner receives a $50 gift card. So we are excited at this time to welcome and recognize each of our winners, starting in the high school category. We have Liliana Jularette. She is a 12th grader at Dysart High School. We're going to have her come up. The mayor is going to join her in center stage. And if your parents are here, I want them to come down here too and get a picture. So let's give her a round of applause. All right, we're going to look. I think your mom is coming. Okay, we're going to bring all of the guests up at once, okay? Let's go ahead and all of them up. We're going to do 6th through 8th grade. We have Liam Maurer. He's a 6th grader at West Point Elementary. And in our category 2, 3rd through 5th winner, we have Katie Ewald. Come on up, and your parents come on up, and the mayor's going to take a photo. Let's give them a round of applause. These are all of our art winners. I do have our category 1. We have our kinder through 2nd grade. Where's Paisley Felton? Hey, Paisley. She's from West Point Elementary. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. We're going to have you join this illustrious group right there. All right, any parents, come on down. We were told to stay back for best lighting. Let's give them another round of applause. We thank them all for their inspiring works. Thank you for all that you are doing. Thank you for just being exceptional young people. All right, take your seats. Thank you so much. So as part of this weekend-long celebration, the Vista Center for the Arts, now in their 4th season of professional productions. I don't know if you've heard, there's a lot of rumblings going on. The Commodores, they are performing right here tonight. There are still tickets available, so if you want to go, I say go before you head home. Go out and get some tickets to the Commodores. We're excited because Mr. William King, has given us a beautiful video. Please turn your attention to the screens as he remembers the memory of the man and the legacy, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
His legacy is going to go on for years and years and years. You know, what he has done, he was an activist. You know, he was a freedom fighter. He was a man that made such changes that every person of color has felt it. A lot of the young kids today don't realize that the rights that they're using today freely, and they don't even think about, we didn't have in the 50s and 60s, and on back from there, right? I mean, eating where you want to eat, you know, not having to ride in the back of the bus. Those are things that Martin Luther King changed, along with all the people who were with him, all the people who marched. I was a young child when those marches were going on. I was like maybe 7th, 8th grade. But I felt the effect. I saw them marching. We just weren't allowed to take part. But the one thing that he has done, he has changed the world. And you know that old expression, you know, the good die young. And it's such a shame. But what he has done, he has created a new world. Well, look, music is the number one thing, I think, basically because that's what I'm in, that brings people together. It doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, whatever. You know, it's the number one thing that brings people together. And people love singing together. They love playing together. I mean, in most of the groups you see around here, you see all types of races and playing in the same band. So I think that it's one of the things that has made us join together. It has also proven to everyone that it doesn't make a difference as to the color of your skin. If you like someone, if you like the music they're playing, you like the song that they put out, it's okay to get it. It's okay to be with those people. You know, for many years back in the past, they always thought it was something wrong with rubbing shoulders with each other. But music showed that that's not true. You know, Motown did a tour back in the early 60s through the South, and they put ropes up around to keep the whites and the blacks separated, right? But once they started playing, those ropes came down, the kids got together, they started dancing with each other. You know, they were throwing people in jail, but that's beside the point. But it showed that people love to be together. And music is the one thing that can do it, and it'll always do it.
That's right. Thank you so much for that message, Mr. King. Music is universal, and Dr. King believed in action. So guess what? This incredible venue has decided to gift 2 free tickets. We're going to have a little fun. I need the first person who has their voter registration card and brings it to the front of this stage. You're going to get 2 free tickets to tonight's show. If you have your voter registration card, bring it to the front, and these 2 tickets to the Commodores are yours. Hey, Dr. King believes in action. I liked where he was going. I do. Thank you so much. And again, use those voter registration cards come November. Have fun tonight at the Commodores. Have fun. But there are still tickets available, so you can purchase tickets at the box office as you head out. All right, let's bring back Willow Canyon Show Choir. They are going to perform for us again. Let's give them a round of applause. Dr. King's legendary I Have a Dream speech. I don't care how many times you hear it. You have chills, and it moves you into action. He inspired us, he challenged us through his powerful sermons and speeches. And we must continue to honor the leader. I am so excited at this time to round out this celebration by hearing from the leaders in this community. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Surprise City Council member, firefighter, Surprise native, and Willow Canyon High School graduate, Mr. Nicholas Haney. From Valley View Food Bank and a key to making our service projects such a huge success in this city, Mr. Jesse Ramirez. We have student leader, Willow Canyon student and aspiring filmmaker and actor, Mr. Josiah Brown. And welcoming back MLK Advisory Committee Chairperson, educator, and advocate, Cheryl Peet. We're gonna have a little fireside chat this year because I think it's important, again, to not just stand behind a podium and say what we're gonna do, but it's important to hear from leaders in the community about what is being done. And specifically Josiah, I told him, you're probably the most important person on this stage because you're the students out here who are making change, being a change maker. I am so excited to have this panel, and I wanna open the question with you, Cheryl, and they're gonna share the microphone. The first question, what are we going to do to continue the vision and mission of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
After listening to that speech, it brings fire to my heart once again. And the question comes, what can we not do? The work must be done. We must carry the vision of Dr. Martin Luther King and the people that worked with him to bring that vision. It's our job to fulfill the promise of democracy. All men are created equal. We need to believe it, we have to practice it, and we have to teach it. We demonstrate it for our youth, for ourselves, for our neighbors, our communities. Through education, education, education. You know, I'm from a family that focused on education, and we learned to appreciate the importance and set our goals by improving what we knew, by helping the people around us better educate themselves and improve themselves. We understood that education meant growth, upward mobility, equality. And so through education, we will continue to teach our young people about the dream, educate them on the importance of their dream, and what it will mean to them and the generations that follow them. In order for us to survive as we age, not that many of you are aging, but I certainly am, I am very happy to know that we have brought a generation behind us that are supporting the dream, that help change the laws, that help create an environment in which we can live, in which all men are created equal and enjoy the freedoms that we all can share.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. We appreciate you. Josiah, I want to ask you, how do you believe Dr. King's message can be taught to future generations so that they can continue his legacy?
I feel like Dr. King's message over the years has almost dwindled as people have forgotten what he meant in that message. People have forgotten the strength and power behind it. And I believe that we need to reinstate that. We should teach this to our future generations. We should teach this to our current generations. And it shouldn't be dismembered over time. It shouldn't just lose its meaning. Everyone, when Martin Luther King Day comes around, they're like, it's just another holiday. They just completely ignore it as if this man didn't give his life for human rights. I believe that we need to teach that to all generations and keep that going forever.
How do you suggest we do that? Do we get on TikTok?
We can teach it in our movies, we can teach it to our kids in our schools, all our communities. Only we have the power to teach his message. We are one race, the human race, and we need that to be known to everyone.
Thank you. I told you Josiah is powerful. Jesse, thank you so much. And I hear so much about, Jesse. When you come into the city, there's a lot going on when it comes to the spirit of service. Do you believe are some key issues that you specifically are working on that you would love to recruit more support? There's a lot of folks in this audience tonight to better our community through service. What message do you have for them?
Well, I'd like to thank Dr. Martin Luther King for the spirit that was here this morning of community service. I strongly support his message about loving each other, having grace with each other. Also, this morning, a fantastic thing happened within 2 hours. Over 15,000 pounds of food was created to help over 4,000 families. Isn't that something? Now, that's a spirit of community service. Thank God for Martin Luther King, and I believe that we all as people should love each other, love your neighbor, love and give grace to people who are in need. And that's what Valley View Community Food Bank is all about, and I believe it's strong here in Surprise.
It really is. Thanks to leaders like you, Jesse. Thank you. And Nicholas, I'm going to do a twofold question for you. I want to start first by how do you personally incorporate Dr. King's principles of servant leadership into your approach to leading and serving others?
You know, and that's something when we talk about legacy. He's one of the leaders I grew up looking up to. And the biggest thing is he inspired folks, not necessarily with his words, and we can all agree he was an incredible speaker, but by his actions. And then his ability to get folks to believe in not himself, but in their self and their ability to bring about change. And so I've really tried to apply his principles of servant leadership, of making folks feel heard, to understand that we have to avoid the comfort of inaction and start to have the courage to pursue change. But the only way we'll be able to get there is together. And Dr. King has a great quote that I constantly remind myself when there's some challenging days, and we all go through it being public servants, is it's not about the next election, it's about the next generation. And what are we doing to inspire others to make this world a little bit better, to make our communities better than when we first got here? And so I try to bring those same principles every single day I show up to work and get the opportunity to serve this community that helped raise me so long ago.
Yes, I was going to ask you next about generation, and you just wove it in so beautifully because it's generation after generation. The younger kids who are here today, the 4 amazing art students who won the awards tonight, the beautiful show choir, the dancers, Josiah. We pass it on to them and then they continue it. How does this celebration and celebrations like this, how do you feel it impacts the community when people walk out of the door today? Do they take it into their schools, into their families? And how do we change the narrative if they don't? I'll start with, you want to start with that, Cheryl, do you mind?
You know, it's important for a community to lead this message. When we speak of the work of passing the legislation for the Martin Luther King celebration, we realize our government, Evan Meekin, canceled it, but it wasn't until the people said, yes, we will, and it became an approved holiday. When the city government, the major corporations, your business leaders, your educators, your community leaders walk in one with a message, that message moves to our children, and the cycle continues because it is a cycle. Our children live what they see us do. We do what our communities demand. We're out there alone. And our business leaders, our corporations respond to our needs. So I believe it's a cycle. It's a community effort that we all are embraced in trying to keep the vision alive and move this work forward.
Yes, I'm getting the wrap, but Josiah, if you can tighten it really fast with your answer, and then we'll close out with a quick response from Jesse?
I believe that Cheryl had an excellent point there. We do carry it on to our kids and our future generations, but it's not even just our influence on our kids. It's also teaching our kids how to properly act. Even kids will be influenced by other people, not necessarily their parents. They go to school and people will influence them. We need to make sure that our kids are growing up to become amazing people that one day maybe even they can make a message like Martin Luther King did himself.
Perfect. Jesse?
All right, Josiah said earlier that we are one race, and Dr. Martin Luther King saw that. Let his DNA, that speech that he wrote, fall and into all of our DNA as a people, as one, to make a difference in other people's lives. You know, we have the chance to do that, and from what I've seen, from a person like Josiah with his ambition and his greatness, man, we're going to be in good shape.
And Nicholas, quickly close us out.
Yeah, I think today's event, they're happening across different cities, different states, but it's important, and it got brought up today, and it's something that I even had to reflect on is, and there's a lot of parents in the crowd, is there was a time while as you were welcoming your child and you were teaching them to have love in their heart and to treat everyone equal, there's another child the same age being taught to hate your child for no other reason but because of the color of their skin, right? There was a time where we couldn't eat where we wanted to eat, we couldn't exercise our right to vote. There was a time that the possibility of me sitting up on this stage as a city councilman was not even possible. And it was because a generation before me had the courage to stand up for change. And it wasn't just the folks who had freedoms taken away from them. There was also silent heroes that were with Dr. King, that marched alongside him, that recognized what right is right. And sometimes the comfort of inaction is far worse than the discomfort of having the courage to pursue change. And so, you said quick, I apologize. I'm a politician, so what did you expect to do with that?
It's all right, they're off stage. It's
But
okay.
I gotta say this is leadership, service, it's not a title, it's an action. And it's up to all of us right now. I tell the folks that I get to work with in this city that pressure is a privilege. If we all feel that pressure to act, to change, that means there's someone out there that's counting on us right now. There's someone out there right now that can't afford the comfort of us not to speak up. There's someone out there right now that can't afford the comfort for us not to do what's right. There's someone out there that cannot afford for those of you out there not to step up and be leaders in that community. And that's what today's about, to reflect on where we've come and also to stand up together and push ourselves forward to a better community and a better future for our country.
Let's hear it for this amazing panel. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for giving us perspective, and we appreciate you for that call to service. We're going to set over here. We're going to close out on behalf of myself, our advisory committee, the City of Surprise, all of our sponsors, our vendors, our supporters, all of you. Give yourselves a round of applause for joining us today. We cannot thank you enough. I want to close out. We are so excited to bring back the Willow Canyon Show Choir. I'm going to let them get on stage as I close out with a quote from Dr. King. This is a popping P mic. I'm going to switch over to this mic. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. So please go and serve. It has been my honor to be your mistress of ceremonies this afternoon. We're going to close out this event with our amazing show choir again. Thank you all for being here, and don't forget, if you want Commodore's tickets, please visit the box office as you head out, as well as look at the amazing artwork. Congrats again to our art honorees. Have a wonderful day.
placed by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day's done. We want a garden, it's love that we need. If we want a garden, we're gonna have to sow the seeds. Yeah, I want a house with a crowded table and a place by the fire for everyone. Let us take on the world while we're young and able, and bring us back together when the day's done. The door is always open, your picture's on my wall. Everyone's a little broken, and everyone belongs, and everyone belongs. I want a house with a crowded table, and the place by the fire.